Welcome back to the No SEAS CHISMOSA Podcast, episode number 4.
I feel like we always
Excuse the missing nails.
I
With
know, I
your
only have one
host,
now.
because I feel like we don't say our names ever. With your host, Jenny.
And Maria.
Welcome back, everybody. So, cringe.
I saw a TikTok today where this girl, she was just like talking about BBL queens, and she's just like,
Oh my gosh, talking about BBLs, did you see the BBL smell?
oh my god, no! I saw that the search thing said BBL
Yeah,
smell, but what is that? I didn't look it
I
up.
could never. I clicked on it, but it didn't. Nothing came up. But I guess there's a conversation amongst men that BBL smell, and I got into this whole because I was asking myself, do people with veneers have bad breath?
Oh, like what is it called? Not hepatitis.
I don't know, but because
Yeah, because the gingivitis,
some people
maybe.
say that some of them are glued and others are like installed. I don't know nothing about veneers,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I heard. And then some people say, oh, because I think on Love Island. It all started because some guy on Love Island is like a dentist or something, and one of the girls comes up to him. She's like, ah! And then he's like, oh, like her breath smells so bad, like, and he was like, get out of my face type of thing, and that she has veneers, and then that raised like the
Question
question
the
like,
topic.
do veneers smell?
Oh
And
my
I guess
god.
people were saying that they do, that you have to like, even some people in the
Not
comments.
you having to take them off and then
Because
and your little stubs you have to brush
some people said
them.
that it's glued on, and then it just depends on how they install them.
Mm-hmm.
But some girl in the comments was like, yeah, ever since I got my veneers, I like floss like crazy because it will smell. And I'm just like, sheesh, maybe I'm fine with my ugly ass teeth. Maybe I don't need veneers.
You wanted to get veneers? Ew,
No, I
that's
mean,
gross.
I don't have perfect teeth, but
That's the thing too. Like people get like Selena Gomez. Why does she get veneers, girl?
I mean, but like for them, like,
Miley Cyrus. Why does she get veneers? Like, cause now
but for
she's like, hi.
them, I feel like they have that much, like they can afford that expensive dentist where they can
Yeah,
go
but
like
yeah, it
be
doesn't look good.
hygiene. Yeah, but I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I think that some people like Ronnie from Jersey Shore.
girl, that's
Girl,
question.
like
Those are some questionable
that's
veneers.
what I'm saying. Like some people don't need veneers, but they get them for aesthetic reasons. And I'm like, girl, your teeth were way better before than they are now.
Yeah, well,
Because now you can't even talk, and you're just like,
veneers and BBLs, I guess, smell. So maybe it's not a good thing to have a fat ass.
and some big teeth.
Oh my gosh! And then that TikTok, because they were talking about BBL. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the BBL search bar says BBL smell,
Mm-hmm.
and then I clicked on it, but it was some guy's podcast, and he was
Of
saying,
course, it was a guy with the
no, with the girl, it
podcast.
was a girl and
Oh.
two guys, and then
Mm-hmm.
the girl was like, oh, like, um, do you like girls with BBLs? He's like, no, I like my woman natural. And then she's like, why? Then why do guys like them? She's like, and then he said, it's like renting a car. He's like, why would I buy myself like a Bugatti? I rather rent it, have fun with it, and then go home to like it's not worth it, you know. And then I was like, not the BBLs being the rental car.
Always the car analogy. Like, it's always, whoa, you gotta test drive the car first, am I right? like,
No, well, he was saying
girl.
like
But it's always a
we
car
like it,
analogy,
but
like,
like
girl.
I don't want that in my house. It's not worth it.
But why always do you have to say a car? Why can't you just say, like, I just want to fuck a bee? And that's all.
Anyway, so
Instead
not
of
getting a
comparing me to an
BBL because
object.
I can't. I'm scared. I don't even think it's about money.
BBLs are like, I don't
Aren't they
think
the
that BBLs
deadliest
are like, yeah, a
surgery?
lot of people die from BBLs
Yeah.
for no reason. Like, didn't Kanye's mom die because she was getting a BBL or something?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
What?
Some famous person died getting a BBL.
This I know recently some model I never followed her, I just saw the story. Some model she passed away. She was getting her mommy makeover and she passed away. And the whole surgery was like sponsored by the doctor, so it was gonna be free 99. But she passed away, yeah. I mean,
That's so
I just think
sad.
about back in time, like when, you know, in the music videos, like literally 2010, 2010, like where all the girls were like super
2000s.
skinny, no,
I know, and like
no butt,
remember
no
and
boobs.
Bring It On. Like I think it was the first one or something, and where she's just like, oh yeah, she has a fat ass. You need to kick. There's never been a fat cheerleader on the team, and
Yeah.
it's like she wasn't even fat.
Yeah.
She was probably a size 6.
Me.
A-
Just I'm
and all
not
the other
expecting.
girls were like a size like freaking 00 at the time, probably.
Mm.
But like I never understood that when they were like, she's so fat, and then you see her and I'm
No,
like,
she was just sticky, like
no, she's not even
no, like
thicky.
thick, like big waist, big butt, big boobs.
Oh yeah, and
Like
like
that's what I
yeah,
mean.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the times we live in, right?
Isn't that crazy though? That people always hate on like people who are like not. It's weird. I don't know.
Anyway, not getting a BBL, not getting
Can't relate
ears.
because I've never been skinny, mate.
And me, I used to be a 00 dude, and now I'm a size. I mean, and I don't want this to sound like how, like I don't want this
Not
to
as getting
sound.
canceled again.
No,
I mean,
no,
not again. I mean,
I don't want this to sound.
apology.
What word?
Fat phobic
Dictionary. Fat phobic. I would never be fat phobic. Okay,
or.
I'm gonna speak for myself, right? I used to be a 00,
Mm-hmm,
literally maybe like 2 years ago still, and
mm-hmm.
within the last 2-3 years, I'm just gonna say the last 2 years, dude, I blew up. I blew up into a hot air
And
balloon. I'm
not
just
in the good
kidding.
way, and not blew up the way that I want to
No,
blow up.
I have never felt weird about my body. I have said
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, like I'm
Yeah.
getting big, but I've never been like, oh my gosh, like so crazy about how I look.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
But I
I
think
do
that's.
know that I'm like, I have made, I have come to terms
Mm-hmm.
that this is just my body now. Like you're not always gonna have your 16-year-old body. Like that's
Yeah, and I
crazy,
think that that's really
girl.
crazy
And
too.
like
Yeah.
I just think I am a little bit chubby for my height, and
And I think that that's another thing that people fail to realize all the time too, is that people carry weight very differently, and the whole like being obese and stuff or whatever. Like,
because I think me
I
and you
think
almost weigh the same thing already.
yeah, but do you see how that it's like weak? And I've
How
always
we
told
look
you,
different.
ah,
I
she's like,
carried it in my chin.
and I carry it everywhere else.
No, because I
Yeah,
look pregnant sometimes, huh?
I, and that's what I
She
have.
didn't say no.
And
Sometimes I look pregnant because
that's not
that's not I look fat. Oh, I mean, not.
no,
I don't want to use the word FAT. I'm sugar
trigger
daddy. Like I look like
shimmy.
that. I look bloated as
I think, but
AF.
I think that that's another thing too, and
Also,
like
my
maybe we could
chinny.
like fully go into this into like one of these days, like an episode about like
You know what I've been seeing though when I see these videos, well, of us. I'm like, shoot, dude, my face is round. Like, where's my neck?
same.
But I
That's why
think
I'm wearing this sweater to hide it all. I'm like, ah,
turtleneck.
I'm just kidding. I kind of feel
Anyway,
you.
well, let's not talk about ourselves like that. I know that I can work out
But I
to
think
lose
that
the weight
that's
that
but
I
I
want.
think that that has always been like one of my favorite attributes about you, is that no matter what, you have always been like confident.
You think I'm
And
confident?
I guess not
The
now.
silence. You're
No,
like,
well,
huh?
I'm double like I'm questioning now after you said it. But I
Oh,
have always seen you as this person who has been like very confident, you know,
oh,
and not me about to sob. I just love you so much.
I'm dead. I
We'll
don't.
get into that deeper, I think,
I don't
when we
think
say.
I've never seen myself as
But like
confident.
even like now though, like that you have said like, and you've said like I've gained some weight, you know, and I'm not the,
I
you
have
know,
gained some weight
like,
now.
but you still wear things that I would never dare to wear in my entire life, you know.
Okay, so
And I'm
but
not saying that you're wearing like skimpy things, but I'm
girl,
just
I
saying like
wish.
you are like sometimes when you wear like tight shirts, like I hate doing that. That's like my
But
least
I
favorite thing to
recently
do.
started doing that too because I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Mhm.
But then I'm like, dude, we're only this young right now. You know, like
Mhm.
every day that goes by, we're getting older and older.
Mhm.
And not saying that because you're older, you can't wear certain things. But it's like, let me just wear what I want to wear right
Yeah.
now. Do what I want to do right now. Be who I want to be right now. Like, who cares,
That's what I'm
dude?
saying, that you've adopted
Life is
that
short.
mentality a lot easier than I have.
And if you're
I
listening
just
to this, dude, wear what you want.
oh yeah,
Who
definitely.
cares? Like, if your stomach shows, if the loin has hanging, if you don't have a butt, if you don't have boobs, who cares? Wear what you want.
I
And
if Shotty Bay can do it,
dude,
Mama, you
and
too
honestly,
can.
like, I'm not gonna lie. Um, these bigger girls that wear whatever they want, I'm like, whoa, dude, like
Yeah,
they have that confidence. And maybe like you're telling me right now, like, oh, I'm confident and stuff. I kind of like I don't feel confident. I just tell myself just wear what you want, you know. And then the
yeah,
confidence is not like what you wear and stuff. It's how you feel on the inside. So just tell yourself, dude, you look good, whatever. And I think sometimes people think that I come off like very like creída,
Yeah.
And it's not at all. It's like, oh, dude, well, I don't need nobody to tell me
Yeah.
that I'm
But
pretty,
then,
and
but
if you
then
don't think I'm
that's what
pretty,
I'm
that's
saying it too.
fine.
That I think that to me that is confidence. I think being able to say like and stand for what you're like doing and like wearing, I think, because you just like you're like I don't care. And you know how we've always been like people are like gonna think you're extra, or like people have said that
Oh
to
my
you,
gosh,
you know, like,
yes.
and then I'm always just like no, like I love that you, no matter what, you're always gonna like dress up and stuff. And like I mean I like dressing up too, but the way that you do is just like so much different. And that you don't
I
care if you are gonna be like your motto is it's better to be overdressed than underdressed.
yeah.
And I
Me underdressed right now,
you
looking a
put
little
makeup on.
chubby Dougie.
I
Um,
didn't.
well,
But yeah, I
I
think that
just,
you have some confidence to you, I think.
yeah, I mean, like,
Mine
people,
is
I
slowly
have gotten
growing.
comments where it's like, girl, you're so extra. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and what? Like,
Hmm.
step it up, step to the plate, Miss Girl. Like,
Yeah.
I love being a girl. Like, it's so much fun to dress up, get all done up, and try new outfits. Like, what is it? What is it? Um, like a little snack
A tree.
of a treat. No, I'm like a little, like, I'm little.
A petite.
Oh yeah, no, but I was trying to make a joke, and I guess it's not gonna
What?
work out. Like I'm bite size.
Oh, well, not the bite
I'm
size.
bite size, so
Bite size.
I love wearing long skirts.
I'm a crumb.
I'm a crumb next to these women that are the full meal. But that's, you see right there, like, you might be the crumb girl, but feel like you're the full meal.
You're the biggest fucking crumb girl. And you know what?
You're the
You're the
main
crumb
plate.
after the food has been, you're just like, I just have to have that
You're the
fucking
main
last crumb.
course.
Where people are like that's the
It,
crumb that you are.
I forgot my train of thought. My thought of trade. What was I
You,
saying?
you said my daughter trained.
Oh
I'm like,
no.
you don't have a
What was
daughter,
I
girl.
saying?
About confidence.
Dude, what was I saying? Fuck. And
You're making me forget.
I know.
Twin telepathy.
Oh well, I just be confident. Oh, the me being snack size.
I just be confident.
just, I just.
I just be confident.
I'm snack. No, what is it again? I'm bite size. So I'm teeny tiny, itty mini, and so my mom, I I live for a long skirt. Like for a while, I wasn't wearing
But
no
I
long
think that
skirt,
that's
no
the thing
long.
too, though. I think like TBH, I think that long skirts on petite women, like shorter women, I think it looks so much better than on a taller woman.
Girl, no, I
Controversial.
think it looks good on everybody.
I
But
guess so, yeah.
my mom always hates on me for wearing like long skirts because I live for a long skirt. One
Yeah,
thing
long
about me
skirts are
too
really
is
fun
that
to wear.
growing up, I was always covered for no specific reason. I just
Yeah.
always had a sweater on, a long sleeve,
Yeah, Jen didn't like
no
wearing
matter the weather.
skirts
And I
or
hated my
dresses.
kitties.
Oh yeah.
Like I hated them. I wanted to cut them off. Is that weird? But like I didn't like
Yeah,
them.
literally one time we saw a documentary about and how I think it was like somewhere in Africa maybe.
Yeah.
They like squished down like the women's like boobs,
Yeah.
breasts to like not appear like big. Like as young as like I don't know, like once they start going through puberty, they start
With
smushing,
like a hot like palo.
yeah, like a big stick. Like they start basically like what's it
I
called?
don't know, but
They like are it's
the
not
whole
good.
point is so like they kill like a muscle so it could stop growing.
Hmm.
So that's what they would
And so
do.
it slows down the growth,
Yeah.
and then they also like bandage them up so their boobs could even be like even more flat. And Jen one time told my parents like, "Can you guys do that to me? Because I don't want big boobs." But we saw that like a video or documentary on the TV, and yeah, Jen asked my parents if they can do that to her,
I didn't say
or
I
if they
said what
can.
if.
What if? Well, it was something along those lines of what if we do that to me because I don't want big boobs? That's
Yeah,
how
and
much she did not like them.
like even growing up, I especially like in middle school, I
Mm-hmm.
would wear like compressed like sports bras, like the
Mm-hmm.
most that it could like compress me, and then I would just wear that and wear that. And I think once I hit high school, I don't know what
She's
I
like, I was
did.
almost gonna pass out.
Oh, and my mom's like, you finally need bras, right? Like you need
Mm-hmm.
bras. You can't be wearing that no more. And she like obviously was like, oh, here, try this one on. And then she realized like, oh shoot, you have full on titties, you know?
Yeah.
And so then ever since then, like I just didn't really like tight stuff until
Yeah.
maybe like I've been coming because I think I could be very tomboy too.
Yeah, I think that you've always geared towards being more of a tomboy.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, no, if
I
I
mean,
could
I'm like
be,
super girly too, which is
yeah,
weird.
yeah. I think it's like either one extreme or the
I
other.
think I'm just either or. I'm very black and white. Like I'm no in between. Like it's either I'm all done up or I'm not done at all. Like
Yeah.
very that. So yeah, like I think recently I just came to just accept my body for what it is. Like who cares, you know?
Hmm.
Because I look at pictures before and I was so skinny and I just remember feeling fat there. So I'm like, dude,
She would always tell me, and take in mind that I have always been, quote unquote, the fat one. And so
the fat one. Okay.
I, like, Jen growing up, because I was always like consistently like I was never a 00 girl, never. And my clothes I could compare it to Jen's. It was always bigger, mama. And so when Jen would be like, "Oh my god, I'm so fat," I'm like, "You are gonna look back at these pictures one day, and you're gonna say, oh my god, like I was not fat at all. I was like Skinny Bone Jones.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's
What's
happening
happening?"
now. So
So
that's why now I'm just like I appreciate my body for what it is because I don't know what it's gonna look like in 5 years.
yep,
You know, maybe I do gain
you're
another
gonna be
100 pounds, and
pregnant.
ooh, let's not talk about that.
Let's not say that one on this account.
But I don't know how we got into all that topic, but
Just a little rant for the
love yourself,
beginning.
girl. Wear what you want.
This started off with what do we start off with?
The
Oh,
BBL
the
smell and the
BBLs
veneers. I'm dead.
to body positivity.
Yeah. So what we wanted to talk about today was just like a little update. How was your week?
Well,
I know you had a little rough one.
just a little bit. I suffer from cold sores, so this time I think it was a really bad flare up. I think it was also because I was like really stressed out at work.
Mm.
And then I got a fever, and then the cycle just starts, girl. And then I think all of that happening like literally in one
The
day.
weather changing
In the
too.
weather, yeah, because we live in California, so it was raining, and then it literally was like sunny and warm the
Yeah.
next day. So I just a combination of things, and I think it was just like a lot, and so I got like really bad cold sores, which they're usually never bad, but this time around they knocked me out for a good one. So yeah, I was just dealing with that, and I'm just now getting rid of them. There's still one that's very like still there, but other than that, I think it was I went to go do more pottery, which was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, 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 you
We
did.
get them back tomorrow, so that'll be fun to look at.
You're gonna go. Oh, but never mind. I thought you went to
Um
San Diego, but
no, this time we went to the location that's
and I don't know
close
how to
by.
sit. Like
Yeah, I don't ever.
I always like move around a
One
hundred
of my feet
times.
starts falling asleep, and then I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I've been doing a lot of cooking, which is really fun, and watching movies, and that's basically it. Keeping up with The Bachelor. That's it.
Period. Well, I started watching Love Is Blind. Finally, we're gonna talk about that
Which
later.
I'm so happy that you're finally watching reality TV
Yeah,
again.
I mean, like I have watched it before. Like I'm down to watch it, but it's not
Your
something
cup
that
of
I'm like, oh,
tea.
let me turn on the TV.
Yeah.
I just don't watch TV in general. Like
Yeah, you're
it's
not a
not my
very
thing. But
TV
now,
girl.
guys, I'm watching Avatar. If you're watching that, fire.
I
Young
don't.
Sheldon, fire. And then, dude, that's what I've been watching. And then, well, Love Is Blind.
Love is
But
blind, yeah.
we'll talk about that later. I did start a new job. I've always had my regular schmegular job, which I call my big girl job,
Yeah.
and then I've always had
Corporate.
a second job just because
Funsies.
for
I think we've
funsies.
always said
Yeah,
like just this job is just for
it's
fun.
for fun, honestly, because
Yeah.
like I've always been in an office space with like older people, so it's always so serious, and sometimes I forget how
Yeah,
to
working
talk.
in an office setting is a lot different than working like a retail or
Yeah,
just like
so I've always had a little side job part time, and I did work at a retail store, but something happened, and maybe
let's not say that one.
I think we're gonna have a really special episode next week. Please come back to watch it. I'm hoping that we could do it next week. Um, it's about a topic that's really important to us,
Yeah.
and then I think it's gonna tie into what happened at this other job,
Yeah,
but
and I think it can,
unfortunately,
yeah, and I think we can share experiences with jobs
yeah,
because I have one too.
yeah.
So I think that it will give a lot of
As to
insight.
also as to why we have second jobs, why we're so used to having a
Yeah.
second job. But yeah, so something happened with that. Unfortunately, I don't work there no more,
Yeah.
and I was getting bored at the house, so I was like, I've always filled my time with work, and when I'm not at work, it's like, okay, well, like do my things that I have to do. So then my comadre is having a baby. Well, she had her baby,
How do
and
you say comadre in English?
comadre,
My comadre.
and she had her baby, and she works at this. I'm not gonna say the name, but she works. I think you guys will know when I
It's
say
like
it.
a kid's
It's an
indoor
indoor playground,
playground.
and she works there, and I was like, dude, I'm down to fill you while you're gone.
Hmm.
And her and my compadre worked there, and then they were like, are you serious? Like, it's so not like me, first of all, to work somewhere like
Yeah,
that.
like
not
that. No, yeah.
not saying that it's a bad job,
Yeah.
but it's just
It's
so
just
not
the
like me.
environment because I
Hmm.
think it has to do with literally a bunch of kids. Jen's
And
not
it's just
like
not it's just not, yeah.
Jen doesn't have patience for things like that.
Well, it's not even about patience. I just think they're like, you, are you sure you in a place like that? Like, And I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's like a little part time, who cares? And it's just for the weekends. So it's not during the week, which
Hmm.
is perfect. And then I said yes. So I'm working at there now. It's just the weekends. It's an indoor playground, and it's pretty much just taking care of kids.
Get off of that.
Yeah, like, oh, I mean, just making
Put
sure
your
kids
socks
aren't
on.
aren't are like
Being crazy and
crazy, and then
lunatics.
like selling, like the little cafe selling snacks,
Oh, it's like
letting people in
not
and
you
out.
stopping the kids from selling.
No, letting people in and out.
Mm,
And so I've been working there, and it's been quite a time, let me tell you. I mean, I've been there, what, 3 weekends now
I think
officially?
this
Yeah,
is
it's
like
three
your third
weekends.
weekend now.
And one, I'm not used to being standing up for that long because my back be hurting.
And that's why I'm also surprised because Jen is not the. If Jen washes one cup, she's out for
Don't
the next
expose
month.
me. Don't expose me
Like
like
she
that.
can't. If she brooms even just a square
No.
inch, girl, she is knocked out. She's like, my hands are bruised. I need to go to the hospital because I think I broke one of my
Anyway, props
fingers.
to you if you're in a work
Job,
environment where you're like
standing,
standing
like
like
physical, like
hours,
yeah. That's
But yeah, so I'm working there, and girl, do I have some stories to tell you.
yeah. I haven't heard these, so
I'm not a mom, and I just want to tell you
I
right
yeah.
now
I
that
think
I'm gonna go ahead and rant. And if this sounds like your kid, or if this sounds like you, don't get offended. This is just my experience, and
yeah,
I have the right to rant, and I'm gonna do that right
yeah.
now. So please don't be offended. I'm already letting you know.
I like we always say, these are our opinions.
Don't be a chismosa, and don't be talking shit on me.
Only
But
we can talk shit.
okay, so let me just tell you what
Okay,
happened.
tell me.
The rule is that anybody, and if you have kids and you've been into this, any indoor playground, you
Plans
know that you
you
can't take your shoes inside, right?
yeah.
So, at a certain point. So even to like pay, you have to take your shoes off. So it's like literally a little thing. So you go in, take your shoes off, then you
Mm-hmm.
go in to
It's like
pay
a little
you pay your
hallway almost.
entrance,
Yeah.
and then you go into the playground, whatever.
Yeah.
And so my job is to just make sure that the kids have grip socks. If they don't have grip
Mm-hmm.
socks, you do need to purchase them, because I mean, it's common sense, right? Why you need grip socks?
Not everyone
Okay,
has
but do you
common
know why?
sense. Well, yeah, because you don't want to like it's literally plastic.
Yeah, a
So
playground.
yeah, so there's everything there is slippery, not just because like the actual plastic itself is slippery, but you also have to take in mind these kiddos are probably sweating,
Mm-hmm.
dripping fluids and stuff. So, it's gonna be slippery. And so they need grip socks because that rubbery thing helps them from not slipping and
Yes.
causing big
I mean,
injuries,
I think it's
accidents.
pretty common sense why. So I checked the grip socks,
Not everyone has common sense.
and
Even
you have to take your shoes off. Like, you cannot go inside this place with your shoes on, which also to me is common sense. Like, yeah, it's still dirty. I'm pretty sure the carpet's dirty, but
yeah.
it's like you're not gonna bring your shoes. Like, your shoes have dirt. I mean, your socks might be freaking dirty too, but they
They're not
won't
as
have
dirty as
like,
like
yeah,
the
like mud or something. So let's get started there to start off. I got this guy, and he's like, I'm not leaving my shoes there. And then he's like, I'm not taking my shoes off. I was like, okay, well, you can't go inside if you don't take your shoes off. He's like, well, then what if someone steals them? We have a big sign that says we're not responsible for your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I point out the thing, and then he's like, well, these are $800 shoes. And in my head, I'm like, okay, like the first time,
What
I'm
kind of
like, you
shoes
know
were
what?
they?
Some Toms, dude, Toms. I was like, what? He was an older man. So I was like, you know what, sir, I'm not gonna fight with you. And also, like, and I also wanted to put myself in this environment
Mm-hmm.
because it helps. I feel like it
It does your
stimulates your
people
mind.
yeah, it
Yeah.
also helps you with your people skills, I
Which is
think.
so, like, at my job is like, if I want, I will send a mean email, but professional at the same
Yeah.
time. And so face
Here
to
you're
face
face to face,
interaction is
yeah.
different. So then I was like, you know what, you can go ahead and take your shoes inside with you. Just do not put them on because they will ask you to remove them.
Yeah.
Whatever. That was one. Then this other guy took his, like, I think they're his pandas. You know what those are? The Nike, like, the Nike shoes that are black and white, the high
Okay.
top. He's like, I'm like, oh, sir, you have to take your shoes off. He's like, yeah, I know. I've been here before.
Well, why do you
Clearly,
have your
yeah.
shoes
And then
on
he's
if
like, I
you
need a
didn't?
plastic bag to put my shoes in. I'm not leaving them there. And I'm like, if you knew.
That is the thing too that I hate. That's like going to a hospital and being like, "What do you guys do here?" They're
And
like, "Girl,
it's
the
like,
sign's outside."
if you've been here before and you know the rules,
Yeah.
why would you bring your freaking shoes?
Yeah, like
Tráete
bring
las
the
chanclas.
yeah or something that you don't
So that
care.
was,
Yeah.
I give him his trash bag. There he looks dummy, like getting his trash bag and
Sir, I would have gone up to him and been like, "Sir, do you need to throw that the trash bag away?"
girl. I was just like, okay, that's one story. There's
Jeez.
another one, right? This lady comes up to me and she's like, I'm like, do your kids have grip socks? And then she's like, um, no, but they have socks. I'm like, okay, but they need grip socks. She's like, no, they don't. I'm like, yes, they do. And they are
Yeah.
an additional $3. She's like, so you guys are still gonna charge me more at the entrance and the socks? And like, personally, like, I do my research whenever I go to a new place. Like, how much is
Yeah.
this? Is there an entrance fee? Is this da da da?
Yeah.
Like, because I just don't want to also, like, why would I feel like, why am I mad at the prices,
But I think I have always thought because I have worked retail jobs too, and like I've worked at the OC fair. If anyone has worked at the OC fair as like the ticket people or just anywhere, it's so annoying when they're like, "Well, why is it that much?" I'm like, "Oh, sir, you're right. I'm so sorry. Let me change the price.
like, what do
I'm
I look
sorry
like?
for setting the price. I'm
Like, when I
sorry."
worked at the
Like,
store and they're like, you can't put it down. I'm like, what is this, the swamp meet?
or
Or they
like,
were like, why don't you have my size? What do I look? I know my height is Oompa Loompa height, but I'm not in the back
but
making the
it's also
clothes.
like, what power do you really think that I have?
You think I own this
I
place?
don't own the OC fair, and even if I wanted to, I have no way of
Dude.
contacting anyone who has power.
So that was that, and I was just like, yeah, you have to kind of buy the socks. She's like, oh, well, guess I'm gonna buy them. So there she goes buying the shoes. I'm like, well, you just look dumb because you're still gonna go ahead and buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another lady, and I'm like, oh, do your kids have grip socks? And she's like, mm-hmm. Like, not even like looking at me.
Oh, that's
And
the
I'm just like,
worst.
okay, like, why are you so mad? Like, why are you so
Yeah.
mad? And then I'm just gonna keep saying, and then these are all different stories that happen different times.
Mm.
Some lady, her kids don't want to leave, and what I realized, kids do not get tired, dude.
No,
That
they don't.
battery does not die out. Like,
And there's a snack thing there. Yeah, girl, you're
no.
just refueling those
And then
kids.
they're like, they don't want to leave, so they're screaming, crying, kicking, throwing up. And one of the little girl was crying, and her mom literally said, "STFU, dumb B," and
Oh
then like
my
shakes her, and
god,
like, we're going home, loud too.
I've always
She
thought that
was
that was
literally yelling, and
crazy.
I was just like in disbelief because I'm like, I wouldn't. First of all, how embarrassing for the little girl, and then,
Yeah,
like, just what
but it's
what
also like,
mentality are you in? You're in a public place screaming at your child like that. There, you never know what kind of people there is. Cause look, there's another story. This weekend, some guy came in, right? He's like, I forgot my kids' water bottles. Like, they're inside. I'm like, okay, go ahead. Like, take off your shoes. Go ahead and grab them. And then some girl comes at me, and she's like, someone just left their baby. Because when you walk in, you have to park your stroller.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then come in and pay, right? But at the door, I just want you guys to make sure that there's always somebody, and
Yeah.
there's a little like thing, like you
Mhm.
can't get out. The kids can't get out if we don't see a parent,
Yeah.
So that's that. And then she's like, she just started like yelling at me. She's like, what kind of people are you guys letting people leave their kids there? There's a baby in a stroller. How dare you guys? Like just screaming. And then I like look and I see a baby in the stroller. I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, I think it's the guy's, right? Because he maybe
Mhm.
just put it there fast to get the water
Well, I'm
bottles
sure
and come
maybe he
back.
told the person at the entrance.
And then some other lady's like, yeah, that's like, she's like started like jumping into. And then I said, I completely understand, but I cannot tell parents how to parent, or I don't know, I cannot tell parents how to treat their kids. So I do apologize. Like I don't know what you want me to do. I literally said that because
There's
like what
yeah.
else do I say? And whatever, the guy comes back, right? He's like, thank you so much for letting me grab the water bottles. I'm like, oh, no problem. He leaves, dude, and it's not his baby. Dude, when I tell you that my heart dropped because I'm like, whose baby
Baby,
is
it's
that? And then the two senoras had already left, the ones like screaming at me. And then I tell one of the guys, I was like, hey, like someone's baby's there. Like, whose is it? And he's like,
it's my
what?
baby.
He's like, what? And then he goes and he lifts like the little thing, how para cerrarle. He like opened it and it was like a little Chinese baby. And then like there was only like not trying to be like racist or anything,
Yeah.
but there was only two Chinese ladies in there. So I'm like, what must be their baby?
Yeah.
And then he's like, ma'am, is this your baby? And then she's like, yeah, he's sleeping. Dude.
Oh
And then
my
he's like, oh,
god.
like he can't just stay here. Like she's like, oh no, he's fine. He's sleeping. I'm taking care of him. And it's like, and there, what do you say? Like, take him in you?
Yeah.
Like, take him
I
with you?
mean, with you,
Like,
yeah.
there's,
You can't force them to do
yeah. And so in my
something.
head, I'm just like, damn, lady. Like,
That is so crazy.
yeah. So
Like,
she just left
obviously,
her
she's
baby
never
there.
heard a true crime story because I would be all up on her and being like, lady, I don't know how to tell you this, but a crazy person come literally just steal your stroller and you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah. So she
And
left
then your baby's
her baby
gone.
there.
Oh
And
my
I was just like
god.
getting yelled at because
Because
this
of someone else's
freaking
dumb
lady,
actions, yeah.
that was that. I was just generally
Jesus
like
Christ.
hella flabbergasted. I'm like, she just really left her baby there.
She seems like the person that would leave her baby in the car.
Yeah, and
Oh my god,
then
and
we also
babies die
have
like
a
that.
section that's called, I won't say it, but it's just for little kids 4 and under.
Hmm.
No older kids can go in there, right?
Yeah, but usually a lot of indoor parks,
Yeah,
playgrounds have
it's
that,
just for
like
babies,
baby
and
sections.
so older kids can go in there.
Hmm.
I've They put me there like the first few times, and it was
Yeah.
intense. Let me just tell you, some um I told a girl, I'm like, oh, you can't come in here. Like, it's only for babies. Go ahead and play in the big kid area. You're a big girl, right?
Hmm.
And then she like goes to tell her mom, and then her mom comes and she's like, oh, she's like, why can't you go in there? There's also a sign like, and then she's like, why can't you go in there? I'm like, it's only 4 and under. It's for little kids. I'm like,
It's
if
for the safety
she's
of
like,
the
well, her little
kids.
brother's in there. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
If her little brother's in there, she's like, she's gonna take care of him. I'm like, oh no, a parent needs to be taking
Yeah.
care of the kid. And she's like, well, she wants to play with him. I'm like, unfortunately, ma'am, if I let him in, if I let her in, I'm gonna have to let every other older kid in, and I don't think that's right.
That's yeah.
And she's like, whatever, and she just like walks away. And the little girl crying, and then like in my head too, I'm like, instead of teaching your kid that, hey, rules are rules, and you
But
have to
not just
respect that,
yeah, and not
and
just that.
instead
It's
you're
like
teaching her like, no, go and make it a big deal and your
so you
way.
can get your way.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's not and like it's also not just like oh big kids can't it's a safety issue because like
Clearly, but some of these
you
parents,
know
I'm telling you that it just makes me like question a lot of things, and like some parents too, right?
yeah.
Oh, but like I don't have kids, and I don't sometimes like I don't like know what the age difference, but it's clear when a kid is not 4 anymore.
Yeah.
They look my height and they want to say they're 4. Bye. And
Not the
and
full not the kid being like bitch let me in.
and then one lady tells her kid, go tell them that you're 3. And by the way, in their stickers it says how old they are.
Ma'am, this ain't Disneyland.
And then she's
Unfortunately,
and then
she
she's
can't
like,
be
my mom
letting.
said that I'm 3. I'm like, but how old are you? She's like, my mom said 3. And then the mom comes like, he's 3. I'm like, oh, his sticker says 5. It said 5. His sticker says 5. And then she's like, well, he's 3. I'm like, okay, well, you can go ahead because you registered. You have to have a waiver. So technically, you
Mm,
register your kid with their date of birth, their name, whatever, right?
mm,
And so then I'm like, oh, well, then you want to go ahead and go to the front desk, and then they'll
mm.
go ahead and change
Information.
his freaking age. And then like she ends up going and stuff, and dude, like clearly the kid is not 3, and it's
Oh
just
my
like that. Like,
god.
why are you teaching your kids to lie, and like
Yeah.
not just lie, but lie about something so dumb, like
Yeah.
about your age? Like,
Just to
why?
go plan like a set instead of just being like eh, yeah, I think a lot of parents don't take things as like teaching moments and to like appropriately like
Yeah.
age appropriately like explain something.
And
Like
not just that, they're teaching them so many bad things, like not
yeah.
to be respectful to others,
Yeah.
not to follow rules,
Yeah.
and not to like
It's to like
have
instead
like,
they're like, "Oh yeah, you have to scheme and lie if you want
yeah,
something."
like no
Like
ser educados, like it's basic stuff that I'm just like, that's crazy that you think you're teaching them something, but you're actually hurting them in the long run.
yeah.
And then also like you can be running up the slide. Clearly, like all these are safety
Safety.
issues, and
Yeah.
they can't be running up the slide. You can only come down, right? So
Yeah.
I also have to tell them like, and these were my first few days, like, oh, no running up the slide, let's go around. And like the parent being there and the kid laughing at me.
That's something that I have heard teachers talk about. Like my hairstylist, her best friend is a teacher, and she was telling me like she's like, yeah, that her best friend was telling her these kids are just like something else. I've heard teachers on TikTok say it, like that kids will laugh at teachers like and be like, who do you think you are? My mom, it doesn't even get mad at
Yes,
me. And then the kid goes and tells the mom
that
and
I'm
says
being a
and
bee.
says, "Oh, my teacher was being such a bitch." And then the teacher goes to the parent goes to the teacher and says, "Oh, why are you trying to educate my kid? Why are you trying to corregir their behavior?" And the teacher's like, "I was just telling them that they can't be talking during my lessons."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "How dare you tell him not to talk?"
Yeah, so it's like
It's
there's parents,
crazy.
like there is this kid, right? I'm like, oh, no running, and then like I would walk away, and he would on purpose look at me and do it, and then the parent was there, right? And then I'm like, no running, and the parent not telling him anything, and the
Yeah.
kid just laughing at me, and then the parent dogging me, and I'm like, I don't get it. And it's like moments like that where I was like, what am I doing here? Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
am I doing here?
Because
Like, let me, I don't need this. Like, this was funsies until it's not. But then I'm like, no, like I also don't like being in an uncomfortable situation, and I
and like
the only
giving in.
reason why I'm also doing this is because it's all uncomfortable for me. It's all
Yeah.
different. So I'm trying to expose myself to get over that,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, no, like you're in this position, how in this moment, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna
Like
do?
push through.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
so then, I
Overcome.
told the mom, I'm like, hey, excuse me, like no puede estar corriendo, like se puede lastimar. Oh, que ahorita yo le digo. I'm like, you seen that I've been trying to tell him. Why didn't you say something? Why did you wait until I had to come to you?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also some parents that have no clue where their kid is at because they're stuck on the phone. But yeah, so some parents
Yeah, that's
are
really
super crazy,
crazy.
and I don't get it. I don't know. I can only
Mm-hmm.
imagine how hard it is to like raise a kid, but I also I feel like you
Yeah.
should have common sense. Like you shouldn't be.
But that's what I'm saying though. I think that some people don't have common sense. Like I think working a service job shows you exactly that there are people who don't have common sense. Like they'll be asking like just dumb questions, like
Yeah,
it's
like
like and then you kind of sit like I have always like sat back and said like how have
I
you
literally
gone
take
through
a
life
pause when
like
when it's like something they ask something dumb or say something dumb. I just literally blank stare because I'm like, how do I even how do I tell you without telling you that what the fuck you just said was dumb? Like,
yeah and then I've found myself where I'm like how do I explain it to you in a way where you might understand
oh my
because
gosh.
even though you explain it right they're like
Wait till you hear
they
this
ask the
one.
same question. Oh no.
Some lady was like, oh, like, she had her sandals. I'm like, oh, you have to remove your shoes before. She's like, I'm just gonna pay. I'm like, yeah, but you still have to remove your shoes. She's like, but I'm not staying. I'm like, but who's staying with your kid? She had a daughter. And then she's like, oh, they can't just stay here. I'm like
This is not
that's
daycare.
when I blank stare and like, how do I tell you like this is not a daycare, ma'am? Like, what are you talking about?
What?
Yeah, I was like, a parent must stay with them. They cannot stay alone. We're not responsible for the kids. And then she's like, oh, it's not gonna work out. Let's go. And then they left home.
Oh my god.
I was
That
shook,
is
shook.
that is so flipping insane.
Yeah, and then
But it's
also,
like people don't just also I've heard stories where people don't just do that like in like places where kids are supposed to be. Like I've heard people say like a mom is dropping kids off like at a restaurant, like a grocery store, like retail place sends me here, take care of my kid. Like girl, what do
not
you
for no
mean?
girl. You need to go to the babysitter app and get someone to take care of your kid.
Yeah.
And then
Or an actual
I think you
daycare.
can also embarrass your kids when you act like this. Like when you
Yeah.
want to explode or be like rude to anybody in customer service.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that that kids are a reflection of you. And I
Yeah.
tell
But
you that
also
from my own
kids
experience.
soak are sponges.
Yeah,
Like
my own
they'll see.
experience, because like the way my mom would act, I would act like that too. If my mom was
Yeah.
mean to a certain person,
They're
I felt
mirrors.
like it was okay for me to
Yeah.
be mean to that person too.
Because yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you see if you see an adult acting a certain way, and because as kids, that's what you think, right? You're like, I know one day I'm gonna grow up and I have to act like the adult who is raising me,
Yeah.
or I'm seeing the way that the adult who is raising me is acting this way, so it must be okay. Because kids don't know anything. You only know your own world, right? And you don't know how other parents are parenting your
Hmm.
classmates, right? You only know what you know. So yeah,
But
they
yeah,
reflect, they mirror you.
and you can also embarrass your kid because like some girl, right? Their
Mm.
mom came in. Well, it was her and two other. It was three of them, but one of them
Mm.
looked clearly older. She was like 14 already.
Yeah.
And the mom was like, I was like, oh, you need to take off your shoes. And then she's like, yeah, I already know. No,
The
no,
14-year
she's
old
like,
said
I
this?
was like, oh, you know, the mom. I was like, you
Mm.
need grip socks for the girls.
Yeah.
And she's like, on top of the feet, I still have to pay socks. She's like, their socks are fine. I'm like, I understand that, but they can slip, and so they need the grip
Yeah, it's
socks.
just like
And then
policy
she's like,
also.
and then no, 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 wait, I'm telling the story wrong. I think I told her your shoes need to come off. She's like, yeah, I've been here before.
Again, what they've been
and
here
then
before.
and then I was like, okay, well, you need the socks
Yeah.
too. She's like, I do. Like, I'm like, wait, I thought you said you've been here before. And then after, like, she paid for
Yeah.
everything, and the girl was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, that like made
God,
me
that
feel
is
bad, because I'm like,
so
if your daughter knows that
sad.
you're wrong, and you put her in situations like this where she's even uncomfortable,
Yeah.
like, you know what, this job is definitely teaching me something. Like,
And like I think that's a bigger lesson too. We're not parents again.
yeah, we're not.
We're not parents, but I think that after treating your child a certain way, and then these kids grow up and then they stop talking to their parents and then the parents like, I wonder why my kid doesn't talk to me anymore.
And I get,
Girl.
and look, there's a few people that are like usuals, like they go, and I don't know any of these people personally, but I can only judge from what I've seen.
Mhm.
But like the usuals, all those kids are really calm, and you can tell like, okay, it's
Yeah.
time to go, like it's kind of like they know, like, okay, it's time to go, but I know that I will be back, type of thing.
Mhm.
And it's just like a different communication with the parents too, like, hey, like, let's put this on, like, very still with like firm, like, hey, we're gonna do
And I
this.
think that's like gentle parenting.
Okay, well, the thing about gentle parenting is that
I
I've
think
seen
there's
it
an
some, yeah,
extent.
there's some gentle parenting going on, and I'm like, why is your kid hitting you in the face?
Like legit punching you.
Yeah, I mean, like, if that's the route you're going, gentle parenting, I cannot judge you. I'm not a mom. Dude,
I
if
think
I
I
already
just see it and I'm
know,
like, oh,
I
that'd be
already know
so
that if
hard.
I ever have a kid, like, they're gonna be glued to me. Not because they want to, but because I want to. So, like, I ain't judging nobody. But the whole gentle parenting, like, that's crazy, dude. Like, the kid is pulling on your hair, slapping you, like, punching you, and
Yeah, I don't
fucking
know.
spitting in
I
your
don't know about
face.
that aspect of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just crazy, I guess. I mean, if you want to gentle parent, go ahead. It's
Yeah.
your kids,
But
not mine.
I have seen some like gentle parenting. I think some aspects of it are
Makes
very
sense, I guess.
yeah, like I think that I would want to adopt some of those. Um
Okay, so we're back. We went on a little ice cream
mhm.
run sponsored by our dad. He takes us on random ice cream runs.
Mhm.
So we just had a little ice cream.
Comment down below what your favorite ice cream is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or if you prefer frozen
We're a
yogurt.
little bit hyper. So
I know we're like,
we're talking about
don't feed
kids.
your kid ice cream.
We were
Just
talking
kidding.
about kids. Love your kids. Respect your kids. Only because they're your kids don't mean that you don't respect them. Treat them right. I don't know. I can't really give you advice because I'm not a mom. But from what I see, it's just like some parents aren't cutting it. Like BFFR, But
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, aside from that, we're just gonna touch really, 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 really fast on Love is
I don't know if I could
Blind.
touch really, 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 really,
We
really
have to because we don't
fast.
really have enough time, and I rather like completely go in on the
Okay,
next
well,
week.
okay, we were saying it like that, yeah.
Yeah, because the finale, or what is it, the next
The
half
next set of episodes are coming out.
haven't come out yet, but um first of all, Megan Fox. If she looked like Megan Fox and I look like Jello, because my name is Jenny. She don't want to
I
look like
think
Megan
that
Fox.
I think that okay. The thing that I'm not, because I see the eyes, I understand. Like, and this someone made a good point.
Natalie Nunn.
Look, because she is a flight attendant, right?
The mask.
And so the mask, if she has a mask on, I think maybe from here up,
If you haven't watched
maybe
it,
you can
please watch
see.
it. Like it's,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, skip through some stuff. But
Yes, some things I do have to watch to
yeah,
X
like
speed
whatever.
because I'm like, you're
And
obsessed with boring.
one thing that I don't understand why people are hating are on the guy with the girl, the one that's always on his phone. No, can you just hear me? I don't know why they're hating on him when Jess, that's a pretty one, right?
Hmm.
Okay, Jess said that they had already broken up before that scene. Like they had already broken up. They had already told each other that they don't really feel attracted to each other. And then production waited a while to
How
get
does
to,
Jess know this?
because she talks with the girl.
Oh, with Brittany.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's like, so they had already
I haven't seen
told
that.
each other, like she's on that podcast of that guy from The Bachelor, I think.
Nick File.
Yes, yes, yes. She went
Oh,
on
I
there.
see. I need to watch
Hmm.
that. I
And people,
I
she's
kind
like,
of don't like Nick.
and she said
He's
he is
annoying.
actually, is his name Kenneth, the guy.
Hmm.
Kenneth is actually the sweetest guy ever, and he's so genuine and he's really caring. She's like, and it's sad that people misunderstood all that
Hmm.
because they had, since they came back from their
Hmm.
vacation, they had already told each other like we don't feel nothing, like there's no
Mm.
attraction, and they had already done all that,
Okay, this
and
is
the
interesting
cameras didn't really
information.
catch all that. So then when they went to them, it was like the same thing,
Yeah, they
and
had
that's
to
what he
recreate the
was just kind
scene.
of over it. Like
Yeah,
we've talked about this already,
yeah, I'm sure.
So, and to me, I felt like he explained everything right. Like, well, if you're not attracted to me, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, force you to be here with me when you don't want to be with me?
I see both sides.
And she honestly, it was clear that she was not attracted to him, like, physically. Like, and I just want to say something. Like, people want to make, like, really, like, go in on these people, and it's like, bruh, at the end of the day, these people went on this show to get some fame out of it,
Yeah,
and like, who
I
in their
think.
right mind is gonna marry, and freaking love is blind, like, bring
Well,
it at the
because
car.
I think this I and a lot of people who have watched the show since the first season, I think I could attest because I watched it from the first season. The first season, Lauren and Cameron, they are like the it couple.
Hmm.
They were from the first season and like they were in love, right? And I think that the first season only worked solely because it
It
was
was
the
the first
first season.
season.
And like those people really did go in there and say, okay, like no,
Yeah.
love is blind and I'm gonna make it work. But now you see, like, girl, love is not blind because Clay being like, you need to tell me what you look like,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
I
And then
mean,
not just that, but like I also saw a small clip of the Nick Vial
because be for
interview,
real.
and Jess says like everyone kind of talks about it at some point.
Hmm.
And then I'm just like, okay, well then that's not the point of the show though. Like the and I
Yeah.
understand that, and it's okay. It's fine to say that you need
Girl,
to
if
be
I
attracted.
apply right now to Love is Blind, it's because I want to get some fame out of that
But
hoe.
that's what I'm saying. I think maybe apply for some other show, like Too Hot to Handle or something else.
No,
Some
I want Love
other.
is Blind because I don't really got in. It's a wall. I don't see you,
But
and
that's the thing that I'm just like, I don't. And
It's a reality show. What do you mean? I could be dramatic if you want me to. You know, like,
Okay,
girl.
but that's it's not. I mean, that's a thing too, though, that I've heard a lot, like from like old contestants, people who had been reached out to apply and stuff, is that they're saying like there are certain points where you're contractually obligated to do certain things. Like this guy
Yeah, but
was
it's
saying,
like a job.
no, that's I'm not saying. Can you let me
Let's talk
finish?
about.
That's why I'm saying that. That's probably why
Let's
Kenneth.
talk
That's
about the couples.
that's why I'm.
Mhm.
Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry, you guys. It's just
It's the
reality
ice cream is
TV.
hitting her like really hard right now.
Okay,
Like
go.
you're being mean. I'm
Here,
trying to
one
explain.
second. I'm being mean. Is that what you just said? Okay,
You want some drama? I'm walking off right now. I'm gonna be like Trisha, and I'm just gonna walk out.
go for it.
You need a nanny to take care of your kids. Sorry, that
Hey.
was mean. I shouldn't have done that. You need to cut that out. Trisha's the queen. Okay, that's why I'm saying that I think that's why Kenneth and Brittany were probably forced to recreate that thing, because they probably told him, hey, you signed this contract that you
Yeah.
have to do like at least this, and that's why that scene was probably filmed. And
Duh.
what is wrong with you?
Well, it's like duh. They did. They said it. Like we had to redo it. We were over. The guy was over it. Like I would have to re-say
Okay,
all
well
this
that's
crap
gone to
all
my
over again.
next.
Hmm. And the guy that Natalie Nunn is with looks like the guy from
Oh, and
Elemental,
you know what?
the water guy.
Not the water guy. Don't disgrace the water guy like that.
Uh-huh.
I just watched that movie this weekend. Anyways, it's funny though because actually Chelsea, no, I don't know if Jess or Chelsea. Someone said that they asked him. No, Chelsea said that. Chelsea said that she had asked him the question too. Like
Like
he
who do you
brought it
look
up
like?
first, yeah, and he answered, and he said that he looked like this really hot football player on the 49ers. Bitch. And then no wonder she fucking pulled a Megan Fox. And then him over here, his dumbass thing, he's like hot as fuck. He's like, we're gonna be the it couple, me with Megan Fox on the map. Yeah, of course I'm going with Megan Fox. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what I mean. I mean, I know what you mean. But that's
The ice
them.
cream is really hitting you, huh?
The the birth control guy.
Oh, Jimmy.
I'm sorry,
No,
but he's funny.
Jeremy,
They're
Johnny,
they're
Johnny.
yeah, they're cute
There's
until
all
he brought up all
James.
that, like, bro, you're just not gonna. And I love how she's like, we need to get this figured out before we get married. Like the way I took that was like, we gotta fuck before we get married because I gotta know what I'm getting myself
Yeah.
into. And it's like I get it, but
Mhm.
like, why are you making it like this big deal? Like you don't know how to pull out, you don't know how to like
And
use a
that's no, but
condom.
and she and again, and this is what this season, that I think this is why this season is some of the craziest season thus far, is because the contestants, the ice cream's like doing something to you, girl. The kids scoop, it's kidding you.
It's kidding, man.
Speaking about parenting, um oh, a lot of the contestants are putting out statements on Instagram and talking about the show, and I'm like, did you guys not sign NDAs, like, or something, where you guys are like not like you guys are giving the whole thing away? Because she on her Instagram, Amy, on her Instagram, she put out a statement saying like, they didn't air everything. Me and Johnny had a conversation about condoms, but he has just like this like very big like fear, that
Big
things
fear.
can that condoms are 99% effective or something
That
like
dry
that.
humping can get her
Yeah, and he's just kind of like he doesn't want to take a chance basically because of his trauma of him. Oh, this does tie into parenting, about how when he was younger, like he's like the struggle with food and
Yeah.
stuff. He's like, I don't ever want my kids to go through that. So that's why he's very like has a very adverse
Hmm.
reaction to them having safe sex.
And then AD loved the attention, Miss Girl.
I just think
If I
that
had an ass like that, sheesh, I would have.
Jesus, she said Jesus in the gym, girl, God in the gym, or something like
But
that.
I know if I had an ass like that, I'd be talking with my ass too, like, you know what I
Not
mean?
Jenny being like, "Whoop, whoop, whoop, whoop."
God
Per the
knows.
last email, ma'am, your kids need socks.
Your kids need grip sauce.
Like the grip.
Like this ass is gripping.
That ice cream
Ew,
is
my laugh.
hitting. Not
That's funny as fuck. God knew not to give me an ass,
not
but
the.
AD loves the attention.
I don't think it's that. I just think that she's kind of this person that is just so used to that.
That's why, because she has
And
a fat
so
ass.
I'm sure, yeah, but I think it's also like,
And she's really sensual too. Like very like, yeah, how you are in this account.
that's like how you are.
And that's why, like, she's very sensual. But I mean, she's just her, you know. Like, go
Yeah.
ahead, girl. You got a fat ass. What can I tell you?
I actually don't really know how to feel about AD just quite yet.
I
I
know.
do because I feel very much like girls stand up, you know? Like because she was like yeah,
But
like
she's
Clay,
so used to these
what
men.
I love about Clay is that he told me like that he might cheat on me, but at least he told me, you know? Because like
Girl.
Clay literally says, I have trauma like all the black men in my life, like all I've seen. And she's like, Will Smith, like he names other people, his dad. He's like his my dad used to take me on his cheating trips. He's like, so, you know, I might just cheat on you. And she's like, "Oh my god, Clay, thank you for telling me that." I'm like, "Girl,
The
he's
whole
literally
thing,
he is putting his out like
the show is giving reality to the max, and it's
it's the
entertaining
best."
because it's even when they're meeting up, when they're like seeing each other for the very first time, it makes me feel, oh sorry, it makes me feel like, ooh, like I'm smiling so freaking hard, but at the same time, like I want to cover my
Because
face
it's
and
like
not
secondhand
see
embarrassment a little
that.
bit.
But it's also like, oh my god, cute, but like ew, you know.
Yeah,
But it's a pretty good show. You guys should watch it. It's still
it's still ongoing. I wish that
ongoing.
Netflix would just release the whole season
Yes, like
because
dude.
I think not just because it's like, oh, I don't want to wait,
Mhm.
but like I said, these contestants. No, I didn't.
Um,
I tried not to.
she's a
I'm tr-
roar.
I'm telling you, I've tried, but it doesn't want to
Look at
come.
Dungeon Dragon.
Is this the kind of things I get? You're you job.
Oh my goodness.
Is this the kind of things I get for putting you bitches on?
Okay, I love Nicki Minaj. I
I'm
mean,
sorry, that
yeah.
was yeah. You were like,
But I love that you
um,
guys should watch it. It's still
yes,
ongoing.
watch it,
I
please.
think it's very entertaining. Like I'll tell you
Dude,
that.
when Laura said, "You really think that I'm gonna be checking your phone, be up,
Oh my god, I
looking
know.
at your location at 5
You
a.m.?"
can just see his heart like
Dude,
pumping
and
on
then
his chest.
he's like, "Oh, we like," and he was just like, "Oh, cool, she doesn't know
Do you
where I
think
am,"
do you
and you
think
know,
they FUCK
yeah.
him and Sarah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because a lot of people are saying that because look, when she says that and then he's like, "Okay, cool. She wasn't looking, so I could lie." And Laura was smart about that. Laura, yeah, Laura. And then she says, you know, she's like, "Well, where were you?" And he's like, "Well, I was in the parking lot." And she's like, "Till 5 a.m."
Oh,
And
so
then
she was checking the location
yep, but she made him think that
that she wasn't.
by saying, "You really think I'm gonna stay up at 5 a.m. watching your location? Where were you?" And then that's why
Sneaky,
he lies.
sneaky, snake.
And then she's just like, "Okay, you were at the parking lot," and he's like, "Well, yeah, like you know, there's an alley." And then she's just like, "You were not at the parking lot." And he's like,
You
"Uh,
were at Sarah's house.
no." And she says you weren't at the parking lot. And then he's like, and she's like, "So then where were you?" And he says, "Oh well, I left my car there, and then I went to the back alley or something like that." And
Some
can sabe que
bullshit story.
and then that she's just like, that's what she says. She says, bull fucking shit. She's like, you were on the other side of town where Sarah Ann lives. She's like, don't share your location if you don't want me to check where you are.
Damn,
But then
Sarah
you know
Ann.
what people are saying, and I think this is a very smart theory because once she says that, and he's just like, fuck, like you can see he's like,
His
God, I got
chest.
caught. And then she gets up and she leaves and he looks at his
Watch.
watch and he goes like, fuck. So people are saying that he probably parked his car, left his phone in his car, thinking he's like, okay, well, if she checks my location, my phone's gonna be in my car. A dumbass forgot that your iPhone also tracks you
And she also had that
because she has when he shared the location, it
for
automatically
both.
goes for both.
Dummy, dummy, dummy.
Yeah, and then so I was just
You
like,
live and you learn.
zing. Yeah, he was probably looking at his watch like, damn it, I'm fucked up.
That it's just full of drama. Y'all should watch it.
And I do think that Sarah Ann probably slept with him because also, like I'm saying, they just need to release all the episodes because she's been coming out with like Instagram stories in his house.
Girl, BFFR. I mean, it's all full of drama. I love it. I'm gonna have something to do this week because I'm so excited to watch
I'm
that
so
episode.
excited.
We're gonna go ahead and talk more about it next
Who do you
episode.
think
Is getting married for sure?
Okay, but side question. Who do you think Jimmy slept with?
His best friend, dude. The one that says that he cries while he has the deed, while he does the deed. Which
She was
also,
weird.
damn, that
Yeah.
was weird. Where she was just like, he cries, and then
She's like, oh yeah, he does that. Like,
how would you know?
wasn't that energy? And when he's just like, oh yeah, we've been best friends. I was like, oh dang, from childhood and stuff. And she's like, 2 years.
No, dude, I slept.
And then not
They
just
slept
that,
with
but
each
the
other.
other girl, I don't know what her name is, but La Güerita, like she does seem like she is his friend because she's like, yeah, he's like a brother to us. And then the other girl doesn't say anything. She's just like,
To you,
yeah.
not to me.
And then I'm just like, girl, it's so
Obvious.
obvious. And then dude, when he tells her, when she's just like, I went up to I cooked for you, I watched a show with you, and then I had sex with you, I would want the ground to swallow me up. And then he says, he's like, oh yeah, and about that too, he's like, you kind of need to stop that. He's like, you need to tone that down, like you need to stop initiating sex.
Girl,
If I was with
want
someone
you.
and
He
they
thought
told me
you were
that,
Megan Fox and you ain't, and now he's not having it. He has to close his eyes and think it's MGK's wife.
or even
That was mean,
AD
huh?
TVH,
But I mean,
because he's like, that girl AD, she's stuck, girl.
sheesh, girl, she is though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's good. I'm entertained, so I'm excited to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But that's that. I think we rambled on. We had a good time. We talked. I think I vented from my job, which is crazy that all those things happen.
Yeah.
And that's just the 2 days that I'm there. Now imagine during the week, crazy. And reality TV show, and also love
Reality TV.
yourself. Damn, wear what you want when you want.
Oh wait, so who do you think is gonna get married?
I think the condom guy and the girl.
The what?
The condom guy, or
Oh, I thought you said the.
I don't know their names yet.
It's
And
Johnny and Amy.
yeah, and I think
they're definitely making it down the aisle and getting married.
and I don't think AD and that guy.
I
think she
hope
says
AD
no
does
on the
not.
spot.
I hope that AD doesn't.
But then I feel like they are.
And Clay is fucking weird too when he's just like, well then why, like when he like was yelling at her basically in front of his mom. I was just like, oh, that's, and then she's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like,
I
girl,
think they're getting married just because I feel
I
like
hope no. I feel like he's gonna cheat or something.
I don't know
If he hasn't already, because he's like, "Oh, girl, I just might cheat because every man in my life they cheat, so I might just do it.
That's
And
weird.
you know what? You need to forgive me because that's not my fault. You know, that's kind of the vibe he gives,
Weird.
which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
To be like, shoddy, I might just walk out on you and cheat on you.
And you're like, okay, well, let's
I
wait and see.
appreciate you for being honest with me. Thank you so much.
Bye. I have a fat ass.
She's like, clap, clap, clap. Grip, grip, grip.
I wish my fucking ass would clap.
Next time on No Seas Chismosa.
My ass clap. I'm just kidding.
Comment down below if your ass claps.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying no.
Tienes talento, mucho talento.
No.
But
Go to, no, them going to America's Got Talent. She's like, hello, girl.
I'm here to clap for everybody.
She's like, round of applause.
Round of applause. She's clapping for herself.
And everyone would be like, ah! Not Simon Cowell being like,
stuff like that. Anywho's, we're getting too comfortable.
It's the ice cream.
It's the ass cream. Talking about
not the ass. The 2 scoop.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We were a little
loony boony.
Yeah, just because why not?
Just escape the loony bin.
Yeah, we didn't really have a lot planned today. We just kind of just talked.
Take it easy.
What? Why? Huh? What? Why you say that? Why you say that to me?
Esta carne está dura. Verás. And then she's like, the way she laughs.
I'm not doing that.
But
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys
the
laughed.
second half
You
is
guys,
very
you
unhinged.
guys, literally, you guys
Like,
laughed
what?
with us or at us. It don't matter. Like, share,
As
and
long as I hear
subscribe.
laughter, I will
Yeah, like
clap.
not with my ass because I don't got none, but with these hands. But I'm serious.
I'm sorry, but now that song is like, bend your hands over, hands on your knees.
And let that coochie breathe.
Breathe. Oh,
No, I don't know. Whatever.
I
You
don't
guys know
that
the song.
song.
Sexy Raid.
I don't know the title of it, but I just know the snippet.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please come back. Please come back. Hope you guys liked our fourth episode.
It's like crazy unhinged right now. I
Literally.
feel like we need to keep going.
Literally.
When you're
But I do. This is the first time she ever has energy to film because the other times
I think it's an ice cream or
we
something.
would have asked him everything.
Hands on your knees.
I hope you guys liked it. Please. I said this like a million times already.
Please, bitches, please.
No, I'm serious. I hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys next week.
And let us know if you are a parent or like we want to know
yeah.
your thoughts on
Just comment
the
random things on the bottom.
yeah
Honestly, what do you guys want us to talk about?
on the bottom.
What was your favorite part? You can put down like the timestamp of your favorite part. I don't know. Put some lyrics. What's your favorite ice cream from Baskin Robbins?
Does your ass clap?
Does your ass clap? If it does, dude.
Oh my god! Sorry.
God.
Now that I said this is very off
This is
topic,
gonna be
but have
so
you
hard to
seen
edit.
the women who like have big boobs and they make their boobs clap?
That's not cool there.
If your boobs clap, comment down below us.
If anything claps, besides your hands.
She's like, bend your hands
Alright,
over.
we'll see you guys
Okay.
next week.
I'll try to bring the same energy next week.
We'll for sure have ice cream. We should do wine next week.
Oh my god, I love wine. Do you want a red, sparkling?
I don't care, girl.
Oof.
I just don't want it to be too sour. I don't like sour ones.
Oh no.
Or dry, whatever it's called.
No. I don't like dry wines either.
Okay.
Oh, comment maybe wine suggestions that we should try next week, or a little cocktail.
Yep. Well, I hope you guys liked it. We'll be back next week in the No Seas Chismosa podcast. Bye, everybody. Good night, or whenever you're watching this. Excuse my missing nails. Gonna have a fresh.
I only have one. Look.
Hopefully by the time the next episode comes out.
Same, me too. I may do my own nails. So
all right,
yeah.
bye.
Bye.